Hello and welcome to the Monocle Weekly. I am Fernando Augusto Pacheco, and today I speak with a music legend, Angélique Kidjo. The queen of African music stopped by a Midori house to tell me all about her first release in 5 years, her album, Hope.
My body now, Egovina, fire killer, pretty like Sabina. Are you coming back or what? Are you coming back or what?
Angélique Kidjo, what a pleasure. Your 20th album's out, your first release in 5 years. And I was listening to it this morning, it gave me a lot of joy. I mean, it's in the title, Hope. First of all, tell us about the album. It's kind of a tribute to your mother in many ways, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tribute to my mother. My mother passed away 5 years ago, and I remember the last conversation we had. She was like, next time you come, bring a recorder. We have tons of songs. I've been sitting here because of the pandemic, and my head is bubbling with songs. My mom is that very positive person. She taught me how to sing, basically. I mean, she put me on stage in a theater troupe when I was 6 years old. She was defiant, a defiant woman, a very strong woman. And one of the things that she always used to say is that hope is at the center of everything. Without hope, we can wake up in the morning and do anything. And that's why I wanted to call that album Hope and to celebrate her indomitable spirit of joy. She never gave up. So I think today we need more hope than any time ever, because we need to not get distracted by what is going on around us. We need to focus. Hope and joy are acts of resistance. We need to keep our mind clear, our heart clear, to be able to live through this hard time that we are living in. And it was just a coincidence that is happening. My album is coming out today, and I don't believe much in coincidences. It meant to be this album, so I'm happy that I made it.
And I love the way you say the word distraction, because I do think in the world today, we might be stressed, but we are distracted. Sometimes we have to focus on hope, and yes. I think, and let's be honest, you do that not only with music, but you are an activist. You are directly working with the things that you care about, right? With your foundation as well.
The thing I care about, I understand that if myself have to exist, others have to exist. And if other people are happy, I will be happy. Because our humanity is not cut in pieces. It's only one. We live in one ecosystem. We are one human family. And I think we need to remind ourselves that all the time. And that's what I wanted to do with this album, is to tell people, don't give up hope. Be hopeful. Even in a dreadful situation, hope would get you out of the gutter all the time.
Like in No Stopping Us, one of the tracks
No
in the album.
No Stopping Us, absolutely. Tell the one, I'm telling everyone that have hopes and dreams that it's possible.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the music as well. There's been, of course, amazing collaborations, and I want to talk about some of them. But I think Pharrell, he was a great collaborator in the album. I think he produced and worked in 3 tracks of the album?
Yes, absolutely. He did.
Tell us about your connection with him. Did you knew him for a while? Was it a fairly recent meet?
I met Pharrell a couple of times. I met him at Global Citizen concert. We bumped into each other many times, but we just speak. And the first time I met, actually, Pharrell, it was in Miami. I was with the producer of my first album, Logozo, and then he was in the studio, and the producer, Joe Gallardo, said, let me introduce to you a young genius musician. I said, genius, I'll take it. Young too, I'll take it. So the first time we met, he was there. Last year, he organized a grace concert for peace at the Vatican, St. Peter Square. No one have done any show there. So with the Vatican, the whole purpose of the event was to celebrate peace. And I was one of the first artists that was invited. I didn't know till they told me that when I was there. And I was doing the sound check. I was doing the sound check in the afternoon. And he was sitting on the piano stool next to me. We talked before I started singing. I was doing my version of La Vida es un Carnaval of Celia Cruz. And then he come and jump out and say, Angélique, your voice. I want to write song for you. Do you have any work that is coming out soon? I say, yes, I have an album that is coming out. And then we came to Paris. And then I go to the studio, and he said, come to my studio. And his studio is wonderful, very small, but very effective. And he was working on No Stopping Us. And I was looking at him, I said, how did this is happening right now? He's really talented, and he's in the moment, very intense. And he knows what he's doing. I was seeing him doing this, laying up sound here, I know nothing about that. I took the song, and then we have a lot of conversation, and I was telling him, one of the things that I like to do, why I love collaboration so much, is that the more we work together, the more we amplify the message of peace and getting together. Because if we are not each other's keeper, there's no future for us. And nothing can stop us when we come together. He said, that's exactly the sentiment of this song. So he sang a couple of lines, and I took it from him and went to talk to, I used to work with a writer, singer-songwriter from Zimbabwe called Shunkutsu. I did Mother Nature with her. And I said, this is what we're working on with Pharrell. And this is the sentiment. Go for it. And that's how we did it together.
That's amazing. I do love No Stopping Us because I think it is an activist song, but it's very fresh. I think it's great for this kind of young generation that's coming out in the world, and fighting for the rights or whatever they want, right?
It is so important. I was doing this album also thinking about the next generation. We are no longer here. And a lot of young kids are really struggling today. A lot of them have studied, spent money in studying. They might not have a job because of artificial intelligence, but that can't stop them from hoping. So No Stopping Us is also that. We just gotta get at it. We gotta be creative. We gotta be flexible. We have to be fluid. There's light. There's a lot of stuff we can do. And that's why No Stopping Us is so important for the youth to say, this is my anthem. Nothing is going to stop me, no matter what happened. It can be chaos everywhere. Once we get out of there, we're going to fix this world. And that's what I want the youth to take from that song.
And this album in particular, Hope, for me, has been a place of discovery as well. Because, of course, I know your music. I've been a fan. But I didn't know many of the artists you collaborated, like the Caveman.
I want to live my life easy. I want to love and live my life.
I'm on Fire is one of my favorite songs, and I love
fire too hot.
the kind of this kind of new high life vibes.
Absolutely.
Are you always on the lookout for new music and new artists as well?
I have a friend of mine that used to listen to all kind of music, and she was telling me, you have so much fun from those guys. They're called Cavemen. And I listen to their music, and I like the way the high life, they give a different life to high life. I mean, high life it can be really corny, it can be very, I know this, but they bring something to it that is completely theirs. So I was doing a video with Davido, because on previous album of Davido, there's a song called Namoni, and then he invited me and the Caveman. So here I am doing my makeup, and they came in. They start talking to me about my music that I haven't heard for years. Singing the guitar part, the bass part, then this and that. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, you know all my repertoire. They say, we grow up listening to you. You don't understand how you impacted the way we see music, the way we do music. So I said, let's work together when this occasion come. They sent me a song on the album that I did, and they sent me a song. They wrote a song called Nadi Balance. Nadi Balance is written by the Caveman and myself. On 2 songs, I'm on Fire, you have Kokoroko. The leaders play the trumpet. And they were in Los Angeles when I was there with the producer, Cheesy. And I said to them, if you're in Los Angeles, you should come to the studio. Then we can record live instead of and then we recorded one take, Nadi Balance. I make them listen to I'm on Fire. I say, okay, what do you think about this? She go, okay, let's go for it. And I'm like, and it was so fun. It was crazy. The energy was so high. Nothing was prepared. It's not like planned. And that's the moment where music just becomes something that is bigger than us. And then there were the bass player and the drummer and the guitar player. And I'm like, is this for real? And we had fun. We have real good fun. And I'm on Fire is the result of that.
I'm loving that a lot of the things here that we're talking about are organic. Even the way you talk to Pharrell, you met him, is like, oh, here's my number. It's not.
It's not planned. Nothing is planned. I think that's what is this album is about. I think that it's a proof that even when we don't know each other, we can still work together. You don't have to know somebody but 10 years before you click and say something is here. Let's look at what it is. How can we make this something that get people to understand that sparkle happens? Love is still there. But endless possibility that we have at our fingertips. And no matter the telephone, no matter the network, it's social, all those things, they're there. But nothing is more powerful than when you connect humanly with somebody and create something that is bigger than you.
And Angélique, sorry, as a Brazilian, I must ask about the Isa collaboration and Nile Rodgers. I mean, come on. But then, we spoke a little bit before the interview started. You have quite a strong connection with Brazil.
Brazil is in my blood because from my mother's father's side, the lineage comes from Salvador de Bahia. My mom's maiden name is Fernando. Wow. And I grew up in the Creole of the descendant of slave that came back. And we call them Aguda. And every year we do something that's called Bunia, which is the equivalent of Carnival. So you have masked people on it. I grew up in that, and I was always mesmerized by that. And I always say to myself, I need to go to this place where my ancestors come from because it's too much fun. The fun is different from other fun that I see in my country. And
it's very liberating.
It's just like, because as a child, my nickname was When, Why, How. I asked so much questions. I was so curious. And something that gives me joy, I wanted more and more. And I'll be talking about it all the time. So I met Isa a couple of years back, and we talked. And then I met her also. I have a friend called Zé Ricardo. And I was in Rio. And then he bring me a lot of artists. I mean, movie actors and the creme of the creme of Brazilian artists. And Isa was one of them. And I like the way I love everything about what she does because she has so much power and she's different. People that doesn't think of Brazil as a big, huge place. They don't understand that the Brazilian music is bigger than it's big. I mean, every artist is different. Each one of them is unique. And that's how artistically and musically that country is massive. So I wrote this song with Nile Rodgers, Philip Sess, who is a friend of mine that is a piano player, a prodigy piano player. And then I said, I need Brazil in this. This song deserves Brazil. I mean, this song is gonna trio electrico, whatever it is, man. This is just like, you come to the carnival, that's what I want. And I can't do this without getting the real person, one of the real person that knows what it means to be in the trio electrico, to sing this. So I sent it to her, and she was like, I just gave birth to my baby, give me something. I said, take your time. Don't worry about it. Take care of your little one. Just take your time. And then she came up with all that thing. It's just like, you know what I mean? And now Roger, when he listened to it, he said, okay, let's go. I said, okay, we're here. We're going to go for it. We're going to do it.
You mentioned Carnival, but it's funny, if you put the album on a Carnival party, I think it would work because it is energetic. It is pumping,
That's what the way also to celebrate my mom's heritage.
Yes, she deserved that.
She deserved that. I mean, my mom, you bring my mom to a party, you gotta be ready. You gotta have a siesta before. Because when we used to, I used to go to club with my mom. Every time I come in the 90s, when I go back there, she said, let's go to a nightclub. I said, Mom, what's wrong with you? We all gonna go there. She's gonna be the last one to leave. The DJ go, Mom, Kidjo, take the key. You close it, you know where to put it. And we are all on the couch like, Mom, let's go. Mama said, no, come on, look at you. You're young. I'm like, oh, my father would never come. My father said, I know you're your mother. You don't understand. That woman have too much energy for me. So all those things that I cannot express, I just put it in the music. It's like my mom is following. My mom is having fun right now with that, wherever she is. So Carnival is all my mama.
I'm wondering here, because I know you'll be performing, in quite a few places this year. How are you going to showcase this album on stage? I mean, you're going to be tired because it requires a lot of dancing.
No, I love it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if my mom, till she die, dance every day, oh man, I'm dancing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I can't be on stage without dancing. That's not going to happen.
I love that. And a very random question, because I'm curious about how artists do this. How do you listen to music? I mean, are you someone that you're at home relaxing, or how do you actually listen to music?
I listen on everywhere. I can be I can be in the train. I can be in the plane. It's also a way for me to calm down and also to listen to what is going on in the world. Through music, you have a lot of information of the new trends. And it's always also good for me to go back to the one that have come before me, because it's really inspiring to listen to the one that have come before. And for me, one of the best male voice on this planet is Caetano Veloso.
Love him.
The range he has, the knowledge, the ability that he has to tell us, to show us, to forecast, the power of a human voice is out of this world. And that is something that I learned watching him singing. I was at the Montreux Jazz Festival, and I said, can you come and sing with me? He just finished his part. He told me, where is the song? I'll be there. We didn't rehearse. It was not his key. He came in. Just talking about it just give me goosebumps. It's amazing how. And then he does it, and it seems so effortless.
Nonchalant.
No challenge. And then you have also Gilles. And then you're like, damn, are you guys going to give me a break? And then I'm like, oh, it's never going to happen again. And you have Bitania like there. And then you have Margaret Menezes. And then you have... Every time I go to Brazil, I'm like, oh, man, you got to give me headaches. Too many beautiful voices.
They think the same about you, and they say, and we have Angélique.
Then I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. But die in a good way, because it's amazing to see. I mean, people listen to Brazilian music in Europe, they don't understand what it is. Really. You got to touch it. You got to see it. And you got to be open to it, because you got to be prepared. It's a lot of energy, a lot of beautiful song. Every artist is different. It's mind-blowing. But at the same time, it's still music for me.
Je suis sans fortune, sans argent. Je n'ai pas le droit de t'aimer. Sans aucune fortune, sans argent. Je n'ai que le droit de rêver. Qu'il est gay.
Thank you very much, Angélique. Hope is out globally on April the 24th. I am Fernando Augusto Pacheco, and the show is edited by Jack Jewers. Thank you for listening.